Hey there, this is Ray with Ray's Guide. We're going to be taking a look here at the Crusader Ares Starfighter. We're going to be taking a look both at the Inferno, what you see here, and the Ion versions of it. The difference between the two, apart from the paint color, is what kind of gigantic gun it's got here on front. This here is the ballistic repeater, the Gatling gun, and the Ion, the other one, has the comically large laser cannon. And the first thing you got to understand is this is, without question, the largest single cockpit ship in the verse. It ain't just the gun that's huge. Everything about this ship is huge. Even the Eclipse, with its wings folded, is smaller than this ship. So if you had goals of fitting this ship on your carrier, you better rethink those goals quite carefully. There's very few ships this thing's going to be able to fit on. Anything less than the Kraken, and even the Kraken, will probably be using the medium-sized pads, not the small pads. As we come around, we're going to take a look at where you find the components on this ship, which will be the same whether you're looking at the Ion or the Inferno. Underneath the one side wing, you got one of the engine plants here. It drops down from a switch, and a similar switch, of course, will send it right back up. There it is. And then over underneath the other wing, you got the other power plant. Again, there's a switch that says open, drops right down to get surfacing. Medium-sized power plants, two of them. As I close it up again. Now you come around the front of the ship, you'll see these labels here that make it sound like there are components nearby. They tell you that if be careful what you're doing or you'll void the warranty. But there are no other accesses underneath the ship other than the engines. Everything else is topside. So I don't know why they put the warning on the underside of the ship about what you shouldn't be doing on the top side of the ship. But they did. Now, if you come around to the front, right under the nose, as you would be expecting, there is a fuel port for in-flight refueling. So let's hop up on the wing where you can see the rest of the stuff. Come up here towards the front on the side, there's a hatch that says battery, which they apparently on these rental models have latched shut. Then if you come along to the back on the side, these hatches, I imagine, contain for ammo reloading. They are not user serviceable. Come to the left hip, there's a cooler panel for access to the cooler, and a similar one on the opposite side of the ship. So the main part of the components, though, is along a ridge along the whole top of the ship. Come all the way along this ridge to the top, and the very first panel, most of these are welded shut on the rental models, is life support right behind the cockpit, just like you'd expect. Then next back from that is the radar and scanners. Then the shield generators, notice plural, generators. Ship is specified to have 2 medium shield generators. And then you come further back. The next panel past shield generators is a jump drive and computer. And then last along is the third cooler. So you had one cooler panel underneath each, on the hip of each wing, and then a cooler panel towards the rear along the top ridge where all the other components are at. Again, just get the impression this is a huge for a single seat craft. Nothing really quite comparable in terms of size. And not just size of the weapon, but size of the ship itself. It's a beauty. Lots of nice details here. And rich charcoal color with red striping. And if you're so unlucky as to be on the receiving end of that gun, it may be the last image you'll see for a long time. So here we'll open up the door.
You are clear to launch.
As you see, the Gatling gun has a 2,000 round capacity. Nice large capacity, but you'll be surprised how quickly you can burn through it. As soon as we get clear of the doors here, we'll gun her up. Let's floor it. As you see, straight line acceleration on this is truly impressive. At least on this pre-production unit it is.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Alright, here we go. Let's kick her over, do a tight turn, and yeah, you can black out in this ship. Let's not repeat that one often more. So that shows this thing, these wings really can get a deep bite in the atmosphere if you let them. Give a flyby over the IAE Expo. And as you see, this thing is behaving quite notably for a large ship, but still fairly sluggish for a fighter. This is not going to be an Air or a Gladius or anything else that's going to be able to turn you on a dime. At least not without blacking out. So let's enjoy the scenery here above New Babbage for a moment. We'll kick her up, take ourselves a beginning bounty hunter mission, and let's see how it does actually in combat. Since this is a beginning mission, we'll be dealing with a single small craft, which, when we start hitting it, should go down pretty quickly. It's just an M50. Now, one thing I immediately noticed is that there is a slight delay between pulling the trigger and when the shot is actually, and the guns actually get spun up and start shooting. And that noticeable delay is important when you're dealing with a fast, small craft like this. In fact, once you let this little craft inside your reach, it can become very frustrating to actually get your fixed gun on it. But never mind, I eventually did. But the secret to this craft is going to be hitting it when it's outside your reach, taking it out before it can get all maneuvery underneath you. At least that'll be the case in the small craft. The interesting thing for bounty huntings is that chances are that so-called easy bounty hunting missions, where you're dealing with small little fast craft like that M150, are going to be the hard ones to do in this ship, whereas the so-called hard bounty hunting missions against things like freelancers and constellations, they're going to be the easy ones, even up to the hammerheads. You have to do some circle strafing there, but get that thing at a distance and you'll be able to peck it off before it has a chance to really reach you. Now here we are with the Ion, a slightly different ship only in that weapon, so I won't be going through all the component access. They're exactly the same between the two ships. So let's just hop on in here. Now, I would spend so much time talking about the guns that I haven't really had a chance to do any talking to you about the missile loadout. And this ship does have a considerable missile loadout, as well as its huge size 7 gun. This applies to both. It has 12 plus 8, all size 3 missiles. That's 20 size 3 missiles. That's a considerable loadout of missiles, and probably should have used it to finish off that pesky M150 in the last mission. But we're here mostly to compare the guns. And so with this second mission, I decided I'd learned my lesson and was going to use the extra range of the ion cannon and take it out at a distance as soon as I could. Get it within range. Pow, pow, pow. There was no delay, as there was, between trigger and shooting, which was quite nice. And there it goes. More like you would have expected. So honestly, given between these two ships, if I had to pick just one, I would pick the Ion because of its increased range and not having the ammunition worries of the ballistic cannon. This is not to say that the Inferno is not a wonderful weapon for what it does. There will be certainly cases where you got a big, long lumbering target that is just going to get close and unloose those ballistics and just rip holes all through the thing. It'll be a great tank killer, for example. But all in all, I would regard the Ion as the more versatile general purpose of the two ships. But in either case, these are specialty ships. You got 10 degrees of ultimate lethality surrounded by 350 degrees of just can't do anything. And the size of these ships does get in the way. So they're best used as a punch with a team and having the team handle all the little stuff while you get into the main target and punch away at it. That's the Ares Starfighter. Great ship for a very specialized purpose. Fly safe, keep it real, and I'll see you in the verse. This is Ray with Ray's Guide. And this is Danny Raymond with the Grow the Channel Ship Giveaway. As of recording, we are 6% towards the membership goal and 35% towards the subscriber goal. It's for one lucky subscriber to get the Anvil Liberator, the shipping ship for shipping your ships. One entry per video. Members are entered automatically. Subscribers, just be a subscriber and then comment using the secret word. And the secret word is what Ray said would happen if you messed around with the systems. Fly safe, keep it real, and I'll see you in the verse. This is Danny Raymond for Ray's Guide.